from being a surgeon, full-time farmer. In Dubai, Philippine Agarwood sells at 700,000 pesos per kilo, 83 million pesos after 5 years.
Hello, Business Bestie. My name is Vanya Tantoco, and today we're gonna welcome you to What's Your Secret Sauce, a podcast about successes and failures in growing, building, and sustaining businesses in the Philippines. Okay, so hi everyone. Again, we are here with our guest today, Doc M, and he's gonna talk about a very, very interesting topic. So, Doc M, I think kailangan niyo po muna magpakilala dun sa mga audience natin.
Hi, I'm Doc M. People call me that. Ephraim Cercado. I am a retired surgeon. I used to be medical research analyst for Novartis, and I'm value chain expert for World Agroforestry and Asian Development Bank. So when we say value chain expert, it means we develop business lines for anything related sa agroforestry. And retired, and from being a surgeon, full-time farmer.
Okay. So, yung pinaka-interesting dito, I think, Doc M, is your past, yung kung ano po yung dati yung
nakaraang
work.
ko.
Yeah. Kung ano yung past work nyo, tapos moving into a very, very different industry. So, why did you do it? Ano yung parang naging key factor for you to leave? Kasi syempre, dito sa Pilipinas, people would think if you're a doctor, your job is very, very good already. Nasa stable ka na part of your income for sure. So, bakit po kayo nag-decide to move into farming?
Exactly as my mother said noong 2021 when I resigned. So, pinapagalitan niya ako. She said, maganda yung income mo sa doctor. So, you have a very stable job. Medical research analyst ka pa for Novartis. And then, isusugal mo lahat sa pagnenegosyo, sa paghahalaman. So, coming from my mom, it sounds terrible. But she does have legitimate concerns for me shifting to business. Kasi nga naman, I had a high-paying, stable job. The problem with my work was the lack of time.
Right.
I mean, kung yung mga viewers natin, kung meron kayong friends or relatives na doctors, if you text them, kahit i-text mo sila, ilang days yan bago mag-reply sa'yo.
Totoo po.
Swerte na yung 3 days. So, that's how much little time we have. Tapos kami, syempre, surgeon, if pag pangit yung opera, you can't save everybody. So, pag pangit yung opera, dala mo yung stress hanggang sa pag-uwi. You can't sleep for several days. If you've heard the term, mahirap maghanap buhay, kailangan mong pumatay ng tao. Mas mahirap sa amin. Kailangan namin bumuhay ng tao para maghanap buhay.
Right.
So that's why So my initial reasons were quite selfish. We wanted I wanted an alternative income, something stable and low maintenance.
Right.
So that's how I got into agroforestry.
But did you start like super early on? As in, habang nagdo-doctor po kayo, did you start already? Or did you start it like along the way lang? Because thinking about 2021, it's medyo middle of pandemic. So is it something that came out of the pandemic? Or is it something that you were interested way ahead?
It was officially started 2012 to 2014. I was provincial surgeon of Romblon. Pag wala akong pasyente, I was buying mahogany plantations. And then I was selling them in lumber yards in Metro Manila. And then yung lumber yards, they were buying mahogany at 30 per unit. But they wanted native species at 80 per unit. So yung native species natin were much more expensive, and that's when my passion for native trees started.
Okay, so 2012, so way ahead pala talaga. It just triggered siguro, probably because of the pandemic, na parang, pwede pala ako mag-shift.
Well, officially, the business incorporated in 2020.
Oh my God!
So, around 2016, I had a fair share of accomplishment, popularity in the field of Philippine native trees.
Right, opo.
We reviewed a lot of probable na products like bamboo, falcata, rubber tree, paper tree, you name it all. And then we settled on 3 profitable business lines, which is yung Agarwood production,
Right.
timber plantations, and then Philippine Sakura parks using native species.
Okay.
So this was 2020.
Uh-huh.
And then 2021, I couldn't make the shift
Yeah.
kasi I had a stable, high-paying job.
Yeah.
Pero nung nangyari yung COVID, companies were losing and the doctors didn't really want to go to the hospital.
Agree.
So everything was losing except for 2 industries. Yung e-commerce
Yes.
and agroforestry.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
this was booming. This was really booming nung pandemic.
Ito po yung nangyari na uso yung plantito and plantita.
Yes,
So
yes.
people like started to grow their own plants, bumibili na sila, inalagaan nila. So that, oo nga no.
Oh, yeah. On a greater business perspective, a lot of people lost confidence in the regular investments.
Yeah.
And they were looking for alternatives. Agroforestry was actually attractive nung time na yan.
Okay. So interesting. So I think that's where we start. But what made you, I think, pursue agroforestry as a whole? And parang bakit po nyo ginawa itong, why did you incorporate things?
Sige. First of all, agroforestry kasi is lucrative. So when we developed our research, we found out that there is very high income potential for the 3 main business lines we did. Now, if we talk about timber, it's potential 300 billion pesos GDP for Philippines.
Oh.
And for Philippine
kalaki.
Sakura parks, it's $6 billion industry
Dollars?
annually for Japan. So,
Right.
we want to do this for the Philippines.
Yeah.
Marami tayong, we're very rich. We just have to behave responsibly.
Right.
So, I answered God's calling in my life to go into this field.
Yeah.
We have 3 main secret agendas. Sharing my secret ngayon.
Yeah.
So the secret agendas we have is, we want to honor God as the creator. We want to make the Philippines great.
Yeah.
And the third least important reason is, we want to generate wealth for the Filipinos.
Yeah.
So yung tatlo na yan.
Because thinking about it, if yung sinasabi niyo pong business lines, it also focuses on the Philippines as a whole. It's not like an individual business building their own business for it, but technically it's for the Philippines. So it's quite interesting that you are in this. But I want to focus on one specific line that you mentioned, which is, I think, timber trading in the Philippines. I think hindi pa masyadong alam, especially those who are looking into creating their own business. Ano po ba tong timber trading?
So yeah, I'd like to expand it. We have timber and non-timber forest products. Now, the most popular non-timber forest product we have is agarwood.
Oh, yeah.
So agarwood is incense. It is used in 22 Arab countries, China, Japan, Korea, and all perfume companies in the world. The demand is generated by more than half of the global population. Right. In Dubai, Philippine Agarwood sells at 700,000 pesos per kilo. So, it's per kilo.
Oh my gosh.
In Saudi
Syempre,
Arabia,
mabigat po yun. Diba? I would assume.
1 Tupperware, 1
yeah,
kilogram.
1 kilo. Oh, okay.
If you sell it in Saudi Arabia, it's about mga 1.2, 1.4 million pesos per kilo.
What?
And it grows in the Philippines. It's native to the Philippines.
It's native to us, but we didn't know. Actually, hindi siya. First time ko actually narinig yun was from you. So, sabi ko, kung ganun ka-interesting siya, why is it not that popular in the Philippines?
The awareness campaign started massively noong 2018 lang.
Very, very recent lang pala.
Quite recent, oo.
Okay.
Forgot. The timber industry is actually a currency.
Okay.
So, New Zealand, for example, quite similar in size sa Philippines, develops Radiata Pine. It's 30 years to harvest. And sells in Wilcon Depot for 90 pesos per board feet. So, 30 years, 90 pesos per board feet, while the Philippines has White Lawaan, just one of the species we have. White Lawaan, which can be harvestable based on evidence at 5 to 10 years old, and sells in Wilcon Depot at 240.
Mas mahal.
Oo. So, you compare it. New Zealand, Radiata Pine, 30 years to harvest,
Ang tagal
90
na.
pesos per board feet.
Right.
Philippines, White Lawaan, 5 to 10 years to harvest, 240 per board feet.
Right.
Despite this, New Zealand earned in 2018 312 billion pesos. In 2017, the Philippines earned negative 15 billion pesos.
Oh, what?
So, we're very rich.
Yeah.
We're very rich. White Lawaan pa lang yun. We have a lot of timber species pa. Tapos, the good thing about timber is it's historically an international currency for trade.
Yeah.
So, the good thing pa with it is it's inflation resistant.
Okay.
We grow,
because you grow it.
We grow trees, it's renewable. You can grow as
Yeah.
many as you want.
Yeah.
You can use it for international trade and it does not go down in value.
Wow.
Oo.
Sobrang laki ng opportunity. And we haven't really seen the depth of that
You're gonna hear me say this again and again. The Philippines is very rich.
Yeah.
We're
We just
so
don't
blessed.
know
We just
that
don't know.
that these parang exists pala. So parang ang laki pala ng opportunity natin for it. Pero hindi natin siya tinatap.
Yes.
So I think with that one po, ang next question ko is, what would be the basics? If kunwari ako, I'll be interested to do this. Because like numbers-wise, you mentioned it already, malaki talaga yung potential niya. So how do I start? Where do I start? What do I need to know?
The first thing you need to know is yung limitations on legalities in the Philippines. If we are to harvest everything, kailangan registered siya with DNR.
Right.
Medyo restrictive yung policies natin. So we admit this. And to go about this, the way we go about this is to comply.
Of course,
We
yeah.
comply with legalities. So everything we plant, we do it with papers.
Right.
And then you need land, of course. The most important thing dito sa bagay na to is you have to start this right now. Kasi it takes time to
To
grow.
grow, yeah.
So the best time to plant was 20 years ago. The next best time to plant is this coming April.
April, next month na pala.
April
so,
is gonna
sakto.
rain. It's gonna start raining by April, we think.
Okay. So that would be interesting. So pag ganun po, do they get to talk to you? I think our viewers or our audience would like to know how do they go about complying, of course. Kasi syempre, I think you do have a direct connection with DNR. So I feel like baka pwede niyo pong i-discuss yun if they can consult.
Sige. The first thing I would advise is get reliable information. We normally do this through a weekly business briefing via Zoom.
Oh, interesting.
If I can provide my contact details,
Yeah.
so they can reach out, kasi we do this regularly. Non-committal naman. It's just the first thing you need is decent, reliable information.
Correct.
That's what we can provide. That's the first step.
Yeah, first step talaga. So, pag ganun po, we'll put in your details later, just down below, para at least they can contact you. And then after po nun, what would be the next process? Kunwari, I have a land where I can, how do I know or determine kung viable ba yung land ko to plant something?
Well, based on our experience, we can do this anywhere in the Philippines, regardless of soil type, regardless of elevation, regardless of weather pattern.
Oh,
You just have to
okay.
comply with our operations manual.
Right.
And if we're talking about agarwood, hindi mo siya pwedeng itanim sa lugar na binabaha.
Yeah.
Hindi mo siya pwedeng itanim sa sandy, salty beach kasi mamamatay siya doon. Oo.
So, anything na mga Central Luzon, actually anywhere in the Philippines, basta
Anywhere,
wag lang sa
anywhere.
main beach area.
Yeah.
Tsaka sa binabaha. Okay, interesting. So with that one, paano po, saan namin bibilin yung mga seeds? How do we know, what to plant? Kasi you said, parang marami pong kinds pala ng timber. So how do we determine, which ones would be best for me? Do I plant, different ones and see, which ones will grow?
Okay. Yung programs namin, mandatory that you have to plant a minimum of 5 native trees per hectare.
Okay.
Kasi we really plant native trees. Kasi the native trees support native animals and insects. So that's two. The native animals and insects support native viruses. So pag nawala yung native plants, yung native
Mawawala.
animals and insects
Mawawala
mawawala.
din.
Yung native viruses, kakapit lang yan sa susunod na hayop.
Right. Yeah, okay.
So that's how we create
Ecosystem
pandemics.
talaga, yeah.
COVID-19,
Right.
malaria, dengue.
Uh-huh.
So we plant native trees. And then I got lost. What was the question again?
Yun po. Paano po natin malalaman kung ilang seeds? Like, anong types of seeds? Mga ganyan. So, kung may 5 native trees na tayo per hectare to sustain it, ano po yung next nating i-determine to plant?
Sige. May operations manual naman kami. The recommendations are there.
Nice.
So may mga options ka. O you have options for timber, you have options for flowering trees. And then, of course, yung agarwood species na available, it's all there.
Yeah. Interested po ako sa agarwood, personally. Pero I think these are informations that we can do. Ang question ko next, and for sure question din po ng iba, roughly, how much starting capital do we need like to for it to work?
Okay. Let's specify yung agarwood. For a 1 hectare agarwood, you need to put up a capital of 2.2 million pesos.
Okay, 1 hectare.
It's a spend of 5 years.
Right.
Tapos the 2.2 million pesos can be converted into 83 million pesos after 5 years.
What?
And it's very conservative. It's a
Yeah.
very, very ultra conservative na selling price.
Oh my gosh. Sa ganong kalaki, paano po yung maintenance nun? Do you help us with it? Kasi syempre, kunwari, for me, I don't have any background with agroforestry or with anything about plants. So, baka mamatay po yung ipaplant ko.
Okay. Na-experience namin, we have 84 plantation sites nationwide. So, based on our experience, the most critical thing here para mabuhay yung mga halaman mo is yung mga tao mo sumusunod sa instructions.
Right.
Pag sinabi naming do not plant in June, plant only in July.
July talaga.
Pag start ng rainy season,
Right,
yes. Kasi pag summer pa yan, 3 or 4 days without rain, you plant it, it's dead. So, that is the most important factor. Kailangan sumusunod yung tao mo sa instructions.
Right.
And then, everything else is supplied in our training and operations manual.
Okay. So, interesting. Nice. At least we know that around 2.2 million in capital plus, of course, our OPEX or our operations expense, yung mga tao natin na daily magtitingin.
The OPEX, yung labor,
Yeah.
yung materials is already included sa
In the 2.2.
2.2.
Okay. Okay. So, yung selection naman po, so parang kunwari, if I have a land, I just have to tell you I want to plant 1 hectare worth of agarwood, and then kayo po magko-coordinate with us to help us like
Yes.
operate it
Yes.
overall. And then also help us with the harvesting also.
Up to sales.
Up to sales.
Up to
Okay.
marketing and sales.
Okay, up to marketing and sales. So that leaves them really just waiting for it to grow.
Sige, expound ko.
Yeah.
So we provide the planting materials. We provide the technology on how to plant para hindi mamatay.
Yeah.
We provide the support for legalization and registration.
Right.
The most important of all is the technology for inoculating, producing high quality, high volume agarwood in the shortest period of time. And then the harvesting, processing, and then marketing and sales. And then repeat the whole process.
Yeah. So do I again have to put up, sorry, ang dami ko na pong question. Do I again have to put up 2.2 million after 5 years after harvesting? Basically, it's a cycle again.
Well, sa amin kasi may kontrata. Yung kontrata namin has a duration of 10 years for a maximum size of 10 hectares. They usually can afford you several harvest cycles.
Okay. Okay. So that, pero if you would total 83 times 5 cycles of harvest, I mean, in 10 years, oh, wait, two cycles. Pero grabe, 166? If my math is right, 166 billion.
This is really one of the most expensive raw materials in the world.
Okay. Parang kailangan ko na pong lumipat. I think that's where my next question will, yung next ko po is, what is the biggest challenge? Because of course, with this one, we also have to determine ano ba yung makikita natin or mafo-foresee nating challenge in terms of the business.
We've already reviewed that. The biggest challenge we have in this business is lack of reliable information. So the first is, dahil uso siya, maraming scammers.
Oh my
So you have to get past the scams.
Yeah.
Once you get past the scams, you get reliable information. So, edi congratulations.
Yeah.
And then, yung mga, since uso siya, maraming nakikijump in sa bandwagon, most of them just want to make money by selling the seedlings. So yung
Where did they get the seedlings? Sorry po.
It grows all over the Philippines.
Shucks. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
And then some of them don't know that they don't understand the legalization, kailangan mo irehistro.
Yeah.
And then some of them don't understand that you need the technology to inoculate, to produce the agarwood. And then they don't understand how to plant, so namamatay marami. And the last part, the marketing and sales. So, the whole value chain, you have to offer it for the whole business to succeed.
Yeah.
Then that's lack of information.
Yeah.
The second thing is, this is an export business.
Yeah.
So since export business siya,
May papers.
yung licensing and registration, yung palang mahirap na.
Yeah.
And then yung mga buyers namin, they need 100, 1,000 kilograms every month.
Every month?
So, so yun, you need to develop the volume.
What?
You
How
need
do
to
you
develop the
develop that
contracts.
volume? I mean,
That is why if, kung mapapansin mo, if you're able to follow what I say, it is quite difficult, mahirap para sa backyard farmer para
to sustain
pasukin.
it. Yeah.
To get into this business pa lang. You can plant, pero mahirap siyang pasukin.
Yeah.
Kasi sa ngayon, export business siya.
Yeah.
So, yung mga gagastusin mo pa lang, tapos yung bebenta, and hindi ka naman pwedeng mag-black market. Kasi if you go sa black market, baka umiksi yung buhay mo, hindi rin ikaw yung kikita.
Yeah.
So, you have to join a strong group, a reliable group to do this business for now.
Okay. Which leads me to, I think, Doc, you have to mention your group, kung saan po sila makakapunta ng reliable information. Maybe you can invite the viewers para at least ma-skip na nila yung scam stage. Syempre, dun po yung gusto natin ma-skip. We have to get the reliable information if that's the first step. So definitely, you can share it with them.
Sige. The company is called Dendrotonics Corp. We have a website, www.dendrotonics.com. And we provide yung reliable information na binabanggit ko every week via Zoom. We can send you the invitation. And if you use YouTube, pwede mo namang makikita mo rin inside you type my name, Efraim Cercado, makikita mo yung mga videos doon.
Okay. That would be good. So, yun yung biggest challenge pala natin talaga. Pero I think since 2021, what is your biggest win that you can say na parang now that we are open to this industry and it's out there already? What's your biggest win?
I would like to dedicate the biggest win to DNR. Kasi they allowed the papers. They allowed the papers noong 2021. So when they allowed the papers, they actually gave the country an opportunity to engage in sustainable timber farming and agarwood export.
Yeah.
So it belongs to them.
Yeah.
Sa amin, what we are doing right now is we are spreading the awareness, and we are gathering the people who have an interest to do this business. So we're making them profitable.
Yeah.
In terms of metrics, we have more than 50 partners. It's a big organization nationwide, 84 plantation sites. We've been able to plant almost 100 hectares since 2021 lang. And we have 88% success rates, survival rates.
Right.
So 88% survival rates. And we're doing everything in an ethical, legal, and compliant manner.
Right.
So again, I'd like to say, our secret agenda is we want to honor God, our Creator. We want to make the Philippines great. So, and in the process, generate wealth for the Filipinos.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good agenda. And siguro last doc for this one, what do you want to tell our audience about getting into a business like this and why should they go for it?
Oh, sige. Why should you do this business? Ah, well, pag discussions ko sa mga nakakausap ko, we usually end up na, why should we do this business with you?
Mhm.
Ang sinasabi ng mga partners namin is because the time to reach whatever goal in your life is very fast. Kasi we're actually able to ROI in less than 5 years. Less than 5. So the time to reach your goal is very fast. The second is we are an ethical, legal, and compliant business.
Which is, I think, very, very important.
Very important
Especially
yan.
here in the Philippines. And that sensitive yung... I mean, it's a different business. Hindi siya yung parang bibilin mo lang tapos ibibenta mo eh. It's something different. So I think compliance is very key.
Hindi ka makakarating sa repeat
Correct.
pag hindi
Hindi siya scalable, kumbaga, if you don't comply. So I think that's the most important part dun sa business. It's the compliance part.
Yeah.
Kasi syempre, if you comply with it, it's something that's sustainable. Hindi siya yung one-time, big-time na
very
yun lang.
sustainable. Oo.
Yeah.
And then I'll just mention 3 more. The third one is the income is massive.
Yeah.
The income is massive. Tapos, this income is legal and repeatable. So you do this
Correct.
year after year after year.
Correct. Hindi naman po tayo, since compliant naman tayo, so government agencies would know that we're doing it on a legal-based business talaga.
And the last thing I'd mention is, we understand the whole value chain. So, ino-offer namin yung buong value chain to our partners.
Aha.
And then, there are a lot of other reasons kasi this is a climate change activity.
Yeah.
Tapos, you're improving the wealth of the country by developing these industries. So, we're helping the Philippines as we do it.
Yeah, which is a good cause then, after all. Parang it's not only you that's affected, it's also the future generations, which will definitely get the best impact out of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think, Doc, yun yung last natin. Siguro last message lang, or what you want to say to our audience if they are interested.
I like to repeat the thing I've been saying kanina. God has blessed our country. We are very rich. We just have to be responsible in managing our resources. So we have the tools, we can help. Hindi lang naman kami, there are other people out there. You can join the cause, the advocacy. And if you need help, you just reach out to us. Matutulungan namin kayo.
Okay, last question. Is it worth it, or was it worth it for you to change, you being a surgeon, to being where you are now?
Oo naman.
Super worth it. Super worth it. So I think that's the last part of this episode. I hope you learned a lot. Marami pa pong video si Doc M on YouTube because I've also been watching it. You can follow him. I'll put the links down there so that you can follow the journey. If you have any questions, they are also available on Facebook. You can message them directly. You can join the calls that he was saying earlier if you're really interested. Again, guys, kung uulitin ko yung figures na binigay ni Doc M, yung goal mo in the next years, makukuha mo lang in a few years. And it's legal, it's compliant, that's the most important part. I think yun yung lagi nating iisipin dito sa Pilipinas. If you're earning that much, is it legal and is it compliant?
Yeah.
So, I think that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much, Doc M, for your
Thank
time.
you, Anya.
And thank you so much, everyone. And I hope you stream this either on YouTube or on Spotify. So, I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye!